This also we do not know. So many basic things, unfortunately, we do not know, which was part of the culture. Yagya Shishtashina Santaha. Santaha means saintly people. What kind of food do they eat? Yagya Shishta, the remnants of Yagya. And why do they do that? Muchyante sarva kil vishaye. We suffer only because of sins. We have to understand. Please, this is very important. It is ignorance if we think because of bad government I am suffering, because of bad neighbors I am suffering, because of bad family members I am suffering, bad life partner, bad boss, bad subordinate, bad weather. No, sir. We are suffering because we have broken laws of nature. These are merely instruments of our suffering. That is why a person should be desperate to know what are the laws so that I don't break them further and continue or expand my suffering. And I should be eager to get rid of the reactions which have accumulated because of past sinful activities. And how to do it? This is the way. Yagya Shishta Shina Santa. By eating Yagya Shishta, remnants of Yagya Shishta, food which is offered in Yagya or offered to Lord Krishna. Yagya is one of the names of Lord Krishna. So directly either we offer to Krishna and then we take the food, or we do Yagya, which was being done in Treta Yuga, like that. We get freedom from the sinful reactions. Just imagine, person becomes free from sinful reaction, he becomes happy just by eating the food. That is why it was culture in the country that nobody would take food without offering it first to Lord Krishna in the temple. Every Brahmana, he would have a Shaligram Shila to worship. Shaligram Shila is another incarnation of Lord Krishna. And the food would be offered first to Shaligram Shila, and then if he is worshipping some other devatas, they would be given prasadam, which is offered to Shaligram Shila. Then it would be distributed to general people, everybody. And if we do not do that, the advantage is if we do that, we are freed from the sinful reaction. Bhunjante te tvagham papa ye pachanti atma karanat. Atma karanat, if a person cooks food for one's own pleasure, gratification, agham pap, he is not just doing pap, sinful activity. Agham pap means very greatly, verily he is eating only sin, Krishna is mentioning. Because if you cultivate food, first of all, tilling the field, plowing, you kill so many microorganisms or germs, insects. So killing is killing. Soul is same, either in small body or big body. Whether you smashed a person who was walking on road or who was riding a big vehicle, the act of killing remains the same, punishment remains the same. So some soul is there in small body or in big body. If killing is happening, the nature is automated to bring suffering to us in the next life, and we will be killed. And then after that, sometimes there is death because you are uprooting the plant completely. The plant dies. The plants and vegetables also have life. If their death happens, then that is also killing. And when you grind the grains, again so many small living entities get smashed. When we cook in flame of the fire, so many living entities die again. When we eat, when we chew, when we drink water, so many small living entities again die. There is a lot of death involved in the process of cultivating, harvesting and cooking and eating food. And we are responsible for all such deaths if we do not offer food in Yagya to Lord Krishna. When we offer food to Lord Krishna, then the food becomes purified of all contamination. Just like the government told, whatever money you have accumulated, you declare your assets and then you submit it to the government, and then you will not be punished for that. In a similar fashion, just a crude example we are discussing here, if you offer the food to Krishna, it becomes purified. Why it becomes purified? Because the living entity anyway has to die. But if all those living entities who died in this process of food, and that food is offered to Krishna, their life becomes a sacrifice in the service of Krishna. So they would have followed the gradual process of evolution from insects to bigger insect, then to reptile, then to birds, beasts, and gradually human being after many, many lifetimes. But because now their life has become sacrifice for Krishna, because that food has been offered to Krishna, they immediately get promoted to a human form of life. This is a great science. Thus that food becomes purified. It becomes a benevolent activity. for all the species involved. And when a person takes that purified food, he is freed from all sins. Now everybody cooks for their own self, or worse, we are getting the food which is cooked from some other person. So we do not know that when we cook food, our consciousness mixes with the food. So if we get food cooked from a person who is having very low consciousness, no proper character, no regulation in habits, very angry, lusty, we will also get anger and lust automatically. These things are not known to people, and they tell why my mind is disturbed, why this thing is happening. The food you are eating, it is being cooked by whom? First of all, it is not offered, and it is being cooked by a person who is having very low degraded consciousness. What will happen to us? So all these basic things are not known to us. Then who can stop our suffering? First of all, we don't do yajna, we don't offer. There is no understanding that I am suffering because of sinful reactions. So thus it is very imperative we read, we have a systematic understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Yajna shishtashinas santo muchyante sarvakil vishay bhunjante tetvagham papa ye pachantyatma karanat. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin.